Our platform interview you. And we just want to go ahead and just get into it. So if you can tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Chrisette Michele, born in the suburbs of New York City, and currently do a lot of singing around the country or the world, except for the fact that we are in the era of COVID. So right now I'm having a lot of time creating and maintaining online digital community.
Awesome. So how did you actually get started in music? Was this your first thing that you wanted to do, or you had something else that you were actually doing?
Sure. I think I was playing in the saxophone, the baritone saxophone from the time I was about 7 or 8. There were always musicians around my house. There was an organ in my house from the time I was a little kid. My dad would just buy violins and guitars and all that kind of stuff. So we never didn't do music. As much as we made rice, we played the piano. As much as we went to school every day, we sang. It was just a part of our lives. When I got older, I went to college for it and studied vocal jazz performance. And in college was where I met lots of people who had these musical dreams of doing all the stuff I hadn't even thought about, because I never thought of people who sing as famous people. I just thought of them as my mom and dad. And so essentially in colleges where a lot of my friends who were studying music business did a lot of experimenting, sending our music out to different record labels in the city. And I ended up getting signed in college.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Wow. So you were what, maybe in your 20s?
Just beginning, yeah.
Oh, wow. So did you finish college, or you just was like, I'm done, I'm going into the music industry?
Yeah, I was able to finish college. I had already had my first degree. So I had already done enough to, say, Mommy, I have a certificate.
Oh.
Yeah, but my parents weren't the type to be like, if you don't have a degree, you're, they had their masters and all that stuff. But my dad's favorite question is, baby, are you happy?
That part.
That's cool. Most people don't get that. That's awesome.
I've definitely heard.
Yeah, so in your bio, you mentioned having ADD. How do you balance that with being in the music industry?
It's how I balance being in the music industry. I've got 10 fingers and they all have to play a different note. I'm glad I have ADD.
This is not a comedy special.
I want to be able to switch very quickly on stage. And if you got 6 or 7 instruments, you need to be able to know, okay, that horn is off, and still be able to sing the song and direct the ladies singing backup. So a part of my system is having ADHD. It's having that hyperactivity. I wouldn't have been able to maneuver my life without it. But as a kid, growing up in school, and having a dad who says, baby, are you happy? I had to learn how to channel my energy. And so as a kid, that was music. I was lucky enough to go to a school that had 4 music classes a day: music theory, band, show choir, and then regular chorus, chamber chorus. So music is where I channeled that energy.
That's nice. You got to, like you said, you have to be able to balance that, and being in the music industry is like.
You have to have ADD. I feel bad for whoever doesn't.
So it's actually. Oh, wow. So your collaboration list is amazing. Who is your best collaboration?
Wow, best. Two of my favorites are in the songwriting space. I loved working with Neo, and I loved working with Babyface. They both understood that I was a writer right away. And for me, that was part of the validation that I might have needed early on. So Babyface taught me how to be comfortable as a Black woman standing in front of other musicians saying, no, play it like this. I wouldn't have if he didn't teach me or show me how it was done. And he didn't say, because you're a Black woman, I'm gonna show you how it's done. He just said, here, babe, do it like this, you know? And he might have known that he was teaching one of his little sisters, but at the time I was just learning from Babyface and eventually from Neo too.
That's nice. That is nice. Legends in the game.
Yeah.
Legends in the game. So learning from the best. So you have a lot of amazing stuff that's in the works and that you already have going. Let's talk a little bit about your clothing line. So it's called the Birthday Collection.
Yeah, so I decided to do some fun collaborations with some sisters, and one group of women's name is Shop Pretty Pieces. I'd found them on the Instagram space, and I was like, I really like what you girls are doing. And so we just started off by doing some cross collaboration. But I was like, you girls are really excellent. Do we do something more? And they were like, yes. So of course, quarantine starts, and I'm like, we can't sell clothing right now. And they were like, no, but we can. So it took them 6 months to convince me. But when they came with the denim, I was like, you know what? People are feeling real not sexy right now. Let's give people a nice price pointed, sexy jean. And we did, and things sold out so fast. So now we're coming out with the birthday and holiday collection to celebrate the holiday season and my birthday, December.
So the birthdays is gonna have like zodiac. Like I need to know. Like I might need to slide in there.
Going, but I see you have some sequins on. The birthday collection is going to have a lot of sequins and sparkle.
Oh, okay.
Holiday, glamour girl, beautiful price point though, and that was really exciting. And then a wide array of sizes also. So think shimmer, family thing, holiday, New Year's, without breaking the bank.
Awesome.
Nice, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. And that actually releases December 1st?
Yeah, that part of the collaboration releases on December 1st. The last one released the 13th. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're, like I said, all this amazing stuff you have going on. Your women's empowerment online community, the sistership. Mm-hmm. How did that get started? Like, was this the talks, like your personal talks you were doing amongst yourselves, and then you like, you know what, let me get on Instagram and showcase this? How did this happen?
I have like this probably annoying to my team open door policy where it's like, does that girl have a question? Of course she can come in. Mom, move, she has a question. Because I think there's nothing worse than seeing a sister who is looking for an answer that you have and you just being like, can't right now, So I do a lot of talking at colleges. I've been from Harvard to Temple to Spelman, so just a bunch of colleges. And that is a whole other space, a whole other world. There's no concert that goes with those talks. But the women are not afraid to knock on my tour bus door. And I noticed that about us. We're not afraid to be like, yo, sis. And I felt so convicted about not having enough time with them. So I started the Rich Hipster University, which came first about 6 years ago. And that was my way of, while I'm on the road, digitally, we can have these fun talks and talk about the music industry and about songwriting and the arts and crafts of music. And it grew into, we came in a quarantine, and I started talking about some other stuff.
Right.
People were not talking about writing songs anymore. People were like, who am I? You don't know. I'll talk about that. And the more I talked about it, the more people were like, is there a place for us? And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead. Sistership.org. Sign up now. So that's how it was born, if you will.
So that goes into intertwines with your Inner Peace Academy, like they're both connected?
Yeah, all the teaching and coaching and all that kind of space is kind of one and the same heart. One focuses primarily on music. One focuses primarily on women and community and them not feeling alone. My pet peeve is that nobody knows that I get the same email 5 times a day from 5 different people. People are going through the same stuff. They don't even know it, and they don't have anybody to talk to, which means that there's not enough space for them to go to and have these conversations and realize they're not alone. And then the Academy is the one-on-one coaching or the group coaching.
And it's amazing that you said that, because we just had a mod on the show, and he was saying the same thing as far as Black men. That they don't have space, like a space like that from the industry to go and talk to people about stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
mentally.
a lot of people said that to me. A part of the Inner Peace Academy, which will launch on February 14th next year, is going to be called the King's Course, because a lot of guys were like, "What about us?" And I'm like,
don't act like you don't know, like they don't need nothing.
Nurture energy, okay.
That is going to be great. That's going to be great. Intertwining those. So let's talk about the new music, Wait, the single.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
How did that come about?
I ended a relationship, kind of like most of my songs. And I was just like, what next? And this time I knew that I couldn't follow the same course that I followed before. I had to change. I had to become not just who I wanted to marry, but who I wanted to be. I had to think from a different place, because wherever I was thinking from wasn't working. And so the Wait, that song was just the soundtrack behind the process of me kind of doing some growth. I wrote it 1.5 years ago, and then quarantine happened. And I was like, I should give this song to people, because I've had it for myself for 12 months. And so I did, and that's what we have.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's about doing that self-work, and then that song, you're expressing it.
Yeah.
I think it came out right when it needed to, because you were just talking about like quarantine made people get to know themselves. You're so busy going to work and doing all these things. Like, you got to know who you was with. You got to know your kids. For like, a lot of things came to become who you are, and a lot of self-work has come out of that. I was one of those people. Like, you just kind of got to figure out who you are now, like, for real.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people didn't really like who they met when they got
that part,
girl.
So Chrisette, we appreciate you coming on and taking the time to do the interview. And I just have one question. The song "Love Is." Well, I love that song. Every time I hear that song, it's like tears. What the emperor? I can't even get it out. What was your? Because it's like really like I want to cry, because every time I hear that song, it's really, really, it goes deep. Was that part of a breakup too, or was just finding out exactly what love is?
Happens when you sit next to John Legend at a piano.
What?
Like, love is definitely you, pal.
Wow.
It was how many years ago? 12 years ago. So it was before he like had children and got married and had a house. I don't know if he had a house before, but he was like the world's most eligible bachelor. And he's just such a beautiful spirit. And so you sit next to him and he's playing the piano, you can't even not geek out. You can't even make believe that those aren't the lyrics to the song. It's like, yeah, love is you, sir. I'm sorry.
Wow. Amazing.
I love it.
Well, thank you, Chrisette, and we appreciate you coming on. Thank you for your time.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful night, ladies.
Most definitely.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.